Hello, my name is Bethany, and today I'm going to be talking about how Christianity reached the British Isles and how it interacted with the Druids. I would like to mention first that according to Marjorie Furnell Monsma, in her dissertation of A Spiritual Journey in the Celtic Christian Tradition, she mentions that there are a lot of different beliefs, one of which is that Joseph of Arimathea came to Briton trading tin, and he spread the gospel while he was there. Another one states, building off of that one, that Mary, the mother of Jesus, after her first husband Joseph died, married Joseph of Arimathea, and then established residence in the Welsh countryside, and they, to this day, believe that they have ties all the way back, or genetic ties all the way back to Mary, the mother of Jesus. One thing she did mention is that no one actually knows for sure how it was first brought there, but they do know that it was the Romans that helped spread it. And the reason why the Romans were the ones that helped spread it is that when they came and conquered the southern area of Rome, they started building roads and outposts and towns and villages and trading markets. And from those areas, they began to spread not just the Christian faith, but all the faiths that were connected with the men in the Roman army, because it wasn't just made up of Romans, but it was made up of men from all the nations that they had previously conquered. And because of this, Christianity was able to freely spread from one town, through the roads, through the markets, through the trading posts, and reaching others. And the reason why people grabbed onto, or the Celts grabbed onto, the Christian faith was that, and I'm going back again to Marjorie, is that she stated, and I quote, it could have been the Celts' desire to learn to write, and writing came as part of the new religion, whereas their old beliefs were linked with oral tradition. It was very important for the Celts for education purposes. They believed that everybody should have an opportunity to have a higher education, and which meant that men were educated until the age of 17 and women were educated until the age of 12, unless they showed that they had a deeper understanding, and then they can continue on to the age of 17 like the men. And because of this, and because the Christians established monasteries and were teaching, that was something that the Celts really kind of clamored to. Also, the fact that they could start writing down their traditions instead of using the oral traditions, such as what the Druids did. Now, the Druids, when you say the name Druid, you get the men in cloaks with the hoods pulled down, and you can't see their faces, and they're doing a bunch of occultic things, and it's really kind of creepy, but in fact, they were more than that. According to A.E. Norman, in his dissertation, Pre-Christian and Early Christian Influences Affecting the Church in the British Isle, he states, Peffendorf, in his dissertation upon the Druids, speaks of the Druids as being the priests, philosophers, and administrators of justice among the Britons, the Gauls, and the Germans. The Druids could have been the biggest deterrent when it came to Christians, but according to Gretchen Edison Gaynor, in her dissertation of the apostolic British Christians and the Druids in England, the Arthurian legacy of the Tudor dynasty from Jasper Tudor to Elizabeth I, states that one of the principal characteristics of Druidism was its spiritual tolerance and open-mindedness. So they didn't mind the Christians coming in, they were open to it, but the church continued to grow. Now, the Christian church that was planted actually developed different beliefs than the Romans who had started it. Now, some say it was because they were isolated away from the Romans. Others mention that it was just part of their culture, and they wanted to keep some of their paganistic ideas from the Druids, any kind of place where some new faith is being birthed, there is ebbs and flows to it. The ebbs and flows could go anywhere from one generation. It could go from one village lifetime, and it could go to one person's lifetime. But what we do know is that the church was established and that it did stay there, and it continued to stay there.